Wendy, you can go up now.
Sure, thank you. Hello, hi, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again. I'm Wendy, and on behalf of Circle 96, a very, very warm welcome to yet another our monthly Straight Talk. This time is a Feng Shui review on Canninghill, Piers. In this review, our masters will not hold back their tongue and will share all valuable information with you. For those who has not joined us before, you must be wondering why we are doing this show. Are we paid for doing this? Simply, the answer is no. We are not paid by any developers, nor any agents, nor do we represent any of them. This is our very own no holds back Straight Talk review. We understand that to many Singaporeans, buying a property in Singapore, especially in today's hot properties climate, is a significant decision and involves large sum of money. Hence, Circle 96 would like to do our part and share our expertise with you. Firstly, I'd like to thank our sponsor, RenoTalk, the #1 renovation platform in Southeast Asia, for people to come together to talk and engage on renovation matter, recommended by property owners for all property owners. Secondly, is our Sky Creation, an award-winning renovation firm that has garnered several awards in the industry over the years. Now, it's my great pleasure to introduce to you our masters. Once again, I have with me today Master KK. Master KK Xiao is our senior modern Feng Shui consultant who at one point doesn't believe in Feng Shui, sharing all the same sentiment as those non-believer until he was enlightened by his wife, Master Sharon Fong. Together, they have audited more than 1,000 properties internationally, creating happiness, health, and wealth for many using modern Feng Shui. Let's welcome Master KK.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the review of Canninghill Piers. We'll be sharing a lot of interesting information later, and I look forward to explain a few details to you that's of my interest as well. Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you. Looking forward. With him, I also have with us Master Simas Sim, who is a Feng Shui practitioner with a very strong foundation in the philosophy and application of I Ching metaphysics. Beg your pardon. Master Simas is also professionally trained in areas of computer science and information technology, and he was our proud winner of the Singapore Young Scientist Award back in 1992. Master Simas, let me see. There seems to be. Hi, Master Simas.
Hi. Yep. Today we're going to see the bow and arrow again, but don't go away. Yeah. Probably we can do something about it. Yeah. Watch out for it.
Thank you. Looking forward to the bow and arrow Master Simas mentioned. Together with Master Simas, I have once again Master Eric Leong, our walking crystal ball who specializes in divination. Well, as I often said, Master Leong is a man of few words, but when he does speak, his sharp and accurate insights and observation will leave many of you speechless. Can I welcome Master Leong?
Good afternoon. Welcome. We'll see more and talk more later.
Thank you. Thank you, Master Eric Leong. Last but not least is our Master E.L. Fong, who is born into the family of Feng Shui masters and has been practicing the art for well 40 years. He is our walking dictionary, Feng Shui dictionary specifically, who is well versed in all sub-branches of Feng Shui. Master Fong uses his talent and experience to improve the lives of many people around him. Feng師傅，下午好。
Hello， 大家下午好，欢迎来到313风水看多直接说。今天会带给你们一点惊奇，因为很多顾客反馈说好像千篇一律啊，是吗？所以我们今天是以不同的方式跟你们见面的。等一下你们耐心的听，你们就知道里面有什么好东西了。好，近期慢慢的等 ，OK， 好。为什么会叫 Canninghill Canning 所以你知道咯，名字也是非常重要的。OK， 我不多说了，我交给Wendy。
Thank you, Master Feng. Well, like you said, there'll be many surprises coming up. So just a note to highlight first before I hand over the time to our masters. As the development is still going on for construction, please note that our masters assessments are based strictly on environmental analysis. Okay, so let's not waste any precious moment. I'm going to hand the time over to our masters.
Thank you, Wendy, for your wonderful introduction. Now, we also like to introduce to you our three books. Right? Our first book is the first piece of vital information a property agents can't share with you. This book is co-written by all the masters you see here, and it'd be very useful for home hunters, just like yourself. You're looking for a new home. You're buying Canninghill, Piers. You want to get yourself with this book first. The second book we'd like to introduce to you are for already homeowners. This is a book called Peace of Mind. It's actually co-written by myself and Master Sharon. This book is all about Feng Shui tips, modern Feng Shui tips that will transform your house into a prosperous, harmonious, and a happy house. Okay. The third book that's co-written by the team would be the 7 Deadly Feng Shui Mystic that may bring down your businesses. This book is actually written especially for business owners. If you are a business owner, you may want to get yourself this book, and all these 3 books will be given to you at the end of this presentation. Wendy, our very nice PA, will be very helpful to put in the link for you to collect these 3 books. All right, without further ado, let's talk about Canninghill Piers. Canninghill Piers basically is actually the ex-Daimaru. All right, a lot of memories there. I used to work part-time in this little place. Not this little restaurant, in this big place here. Okay, let's talk about the sector of this whole area. We're going to break down the whole sector of this map. This map is provided by the good people of streetdirectory.com. They are very good and they are very accurate in their mapping, and we always like to use them. So the first sector we want to highlight to you will be the northwest sector, and then the second sector will be the north sector, followed by the third sector, northeast, and east, and southeast, south, southwest, and west. Now, do not, I repeat 3 times, do not think that this is talking about the main door facing. It has nothing to do with your main door facing. We're talking about the whole development as a whole. Correct, masters? Yeah? So these are all the main development as a whole. All right. We'll start talking about the property, and this time around, we're going to do something different in a way that instead of going through the north all the way to the northwest, we're just going to highlight to you what are our concerns in this property and what are the things that we like about this property. And I personally like the east sector of this property because the east sector has 3 MRT stations. 2 MRT stations with a fire station there, which I love it very much. Okay. Having said that, this was going to be good for the first son, the first boy in the family. It's also going to be good for growth. If you're a business person or you're a salesperson, this is an excellent property for you. Come, masters, share your thoughts.
If you start looking at the north sector, probably you'll be scared by the Canninghill Park, where the green patches over there. Wow, the whole green patches. Yeah, I remember when I do some this postal code analysis or environment analysis for our client that time, right? So when I see something like that, then I will tell him that, hey, look at your previous postal code where you previously live. Is it the same or not? They say, hey, no, I didn't tell you. Take a look. So when we take a look, I'll notice that, north has green patches, the northeast has green patches. Normally, there's a synchronization. No? Wow. So when this happened and then it's so big, we really need to look for the good thing about it. Yeah. So, but don't worry. Over there is Istana. Wow. I like it. Istana is very good. And Istana got a lot of story, right? So because what kind of people stay in what kind of house, right? So yeah. So Istana there, our president is staying there. Good. But watch out, is there a bow and arrow or not? Very far away. Is there a bow and arrow or not? This one depends on how you look at it, and if it's not good, then probably it is. That is the Oxley flyover. Look like one. Okay, it depends on which unit that you select. If not, then but no, don't worry. Later we will come up with some tips on how to deal with this. Yeah, that's what I'm my 2 cents worth.
Good.
Actually, Master KK just now mentioned that he likes the E sector. The E sector, yes, is pretty good with the MRT, but by looking closer, there's mosque, there's church, there is the St. Andrew Cathedral, and War Memorial. Even further away, the Esplanade Theatre is there. So yeah, I would say good, not the best. There are lots of also negative elements out there that is controlling this area. So it depends on which unit again, like Master Sima say, and also internally can be done better, strengthen the E sector better. So that would ease off all these negative elements that is affecting the East area. Yeah, I think yeah, not too bad over here, but still can be better. Right, Master Fong?
你们都讲了那么多，今天呢，我要全部讲一遍，我才放给另外一个人说因为我讲完，不然全部的东西被他们讲完了就不好听了，是吗？没有听我的意见一下嘛，但是我跟你说哈，这个地方呢，其实啊，你们就会听到旺财不旺丁，这个是一个财地财地我听到好像背影，好像有人放音乐你们有没有听到音乐是他 respond 给我说是对的，是旺财的旺丁，为什么不旺丁呢？旺丁，你想一下，这里不旺丁是因为这个地方呢对妇女有一点对她的子宫不容易生产，而是对男人那个精子有水没有这样厉害就是腰子弱这个所谓的财多生子弱，其实不是啦，其实是它的北方看很多树林它把那个水气泄掉所以那个他们的腰酸背痛哪里有这么精力，事业做得好，哪里有精力生孩子，对不对？然后他的妇女，你看有一条水你看那条水呢，有一个大弯弓，就直接射去那个女孩子的西南边你没有看到？所以呢，女强人可以，但是不容易怀孕，因为几个地方，东北方也是不是太好虽然存得到钱有钱但是有钱是有钱，子女比较难生子女当然你要子女你在其他地方生了搬去那里没问题。这个地方很好做生意是好像你刚才说的东边是一个发展的地方，很好发展但是也有小人你做得好，别人也会妒忌你的啦，对不对？也旺女儿你看那边有水那边也是女儿也是很 strong 的，所以是旺子女，是不是住在那里生的所以新婚夫妇搬去那里对不起你这个比较难生意钱是赚得到。你想一下，以前奶妈路现在换过来的，你去想一下咯。你看一下这个西南方的弯弓，是不是对你？如果你做生意，对你的顾客不好呢？你的顾客每次反叛你呢，对不对？所以呢，我觉得还有其他的地方加起来呢，我觉得分数刚刚好及格啦。这个可以做什么呢？这个地方可以做传销生意，朋友多，因为你细心去看的话，你到处都有 MRT 这里的地方四方八面朋友很多所以适合做那种搞人际关系的人 ，OK 这个地方，所以呢是不错啦。最重要还有一点要加分，就是要看你们那个 layout， 你们住房的那个 plan， 如果好的话，再配合生孩子，当然也没问题啦，所以会加分的所以呢，我就点到这里为止，我不要好像每一次这样讲哪一个地方不好，别人听到也会睡觉的。OK， 好，我交给另外一个 master 说。
All right, thank you, Master Fong. Actually, I have also a bit of concern for the software sector. As you can see, there are many underground tunnels in software sector. As we all know, software sector represents the mother, also represents the coming year 2027, 2028. It also represents the wombs for the ladies, the uterus, the womb, the digestive system for their family. Because of all the tunnels, right? I suspect that there are a lot of digestive problems, constipation, bloatedness, wound, or even for mother would be hefty problems in terms of the uterus, their menses, and things like that. So this is something of a concern. What say your masters?
Yeah, I think Master KK, you're right. You're looking at this southwest that time, right? So the only thing that I worry, the direct one is the bow and arrow from the river, right? But this one don't worry. But there is some way that we can do about it. But on the external side, just now one Master Fong also mentioned that the customer that side probably give some problem, and then we can see that there's this old state court, family justice court, all these people, all this place all around the area, like, wow, a bit yucky, like. And then the other one, Ministry of Manpower also there, like. So all this regarding regarding manpower issue, customer issue, all related to this sector one, I'll gather over here. So yeah, and if you don't do it correctly, then if this have lock two, have lock square, so it cannot lock, very jialat. So
Okay.
so have to be very careful. Otherwise, the what Chinese say, 好的不来，坏的来the good one never come and the bad one come. So we have to really do a formation to get the good one to come. Right,
Can I just interrupt? Can I just interrupt for a while, Masters? For the benefit of the first timer, because you all kept mentioning about bow and arrow, can you just give a quick explanation what is bow and arrow?
All right, good. I think that's a very valid request from Wendy. A bow and arrow. Now, imagine yourself standing in front of another person, and this person happens to be an archer. Would you like to be in front of him or behind him? All right, obviously, you want to be behind the archer because the archer will shoot an arrow directly in front of you. So, how do we define in Feng Shui what is a bow and an arrow? Anything that looks like an arch shape that's pointing towards directly your house is considered a bow and arrow. The biggest bow and arrow here we see is the Singapore River at the southwest sector of the property. Okay, so you can see there's a bridge and there is a bow and arrow directly pointing towards the property. The second bow and arrow that's pointing directly to the property, which is slightly further away, will be in the north sector. It's called the Oxley Flyover. All right, that is also a bow and arrow that's pointing towards the property. So the questions many viewers want to know is, what is the significance of bow and arrow? What impact it has on me? The number one impact it has on you will be betrayer, meaning to say coming that year, for example, in the north sector will be the year 2020. The northwest sector will be the future 2027, 2028. Or if you could recall 2008 for the north sector, or 2015 and 2016 for the southwest sector. Was there a betrayer in your career, your life, your relationship? Or was there a loss of kin? Was there a mispromotion? Was there a mishap? Perhaps a miscarriage? Perhaps an accident? Perhaps you lost your favorite bicycle, etc., etc. So a bow and arrow is something that of a concern in Feng Shui. It's also something that you can address, but we need to address it. Or in fact, the word is not need, we must address it to lower the impact. All right, like I said, the worst thing that could happen to you would be loss of kin. I think if you all watched all our previous live shows, you will realize that a lot of friends who did live sharing with us, they have lost their, for example, their pets. All right, I think the last Smashing Feng Shui, we had a live audience. She lost a pet in a particular year when we pointed out that there was a bow and arrow. So hence we want everybody to take note the moment you purchase a property, look out for the bow and arrow. And why is the property so important for you to select before you actually buy, or rather, you must understand the property before you buy them, because this is where you're going to spend most of your time in. And in order for you not to get bad energy from the environment, you really need to select your property properly. Giving you an example, when you go and buy a pair of jeans from the shopping mall, would you just buy and you go, or you want to test it out first, checks for the quality of the jeans before you go and pay? Yes, all right, you will. So same thing when you're buying a very pricey property like this one, you want to make sure you really know the property very well. I hope I answered your question, Wendy.
Yes, thank you very much. Very clear.
Okay. Is there anything else, Masters, you want to add on to this external map reading? Master Feng and Master Eric?
Well, maybe I'll just add a little on what you just mentioned on the bow and arrow in the north sector, the Oxley flyover. It could be also meant that the year you did the wrong investment or you lost uh, big money, right? Because that bow and arrow is situated in the north area, which also your money, your cash, your flow, and yeah, investment more likely to be related to investment. And there's this underground funnel also. It could be there is some deals that went really under, right? Maybe, yeah, yeah. That's all for me.
Good, good. Actually, when you talk about the north, there is a bow and arrow. Like what Master Yao Fong just mentioned, if you are thinking of having a family there, building a family, if you're expecting a second child, which is a boy, you really need to spend some good money to get yourself a very good gynae. Because when a bow and arrow appears on the north sector, it means potentially the pregnancy can be a challenging one, or you have some challenge during the labor, or the child can be very sickly when he is born. Okay. The third one is that the fourth one, they could be that they are a bit rebellious after they were born. Okay. So if you're expecting a baby and expecting a second child, and if you're looking to purchase this place or have already purchased, please get yourself a very good gynae. Okay. Good.
So we
Master
can take
Fong.
care of the brothers, the
Oh,
father
Master
also.
Simas.
You look at, yeah, you look at the northwest, right? Northwest side, the River Valley Road, turning to Clemenceau Road, and they're very close to the unit, the properties. Okay, because it's the two road turning over. This one also depends on that formation, okay, and whether it goes directly into that particular unit or not. Yeah, and it is northwest. We know northwest. If it's not good, if the father is not good, then not to talk about the sperm lah. Because if you say that you have a good quality thing from the north, the sperm, right? So the northwest have to be good first. So this is something that is very, very important.
Very valid, very valid. Master Fong, 真係兩句啦。
講晒啦喎，仲有咩講？等陣講 layout 啦。
好啊。Okay,
哦，
let's talk about the layout of the whole. Oh, before I actually move on to the layout, I think Master Eric did mention something about a war memorial. Based on our experience, we did talk about the war memorial in one of our sessions. Having said that, let's bring out a little bit of the history that we did talk about the war memorial. So we were invited to do an analysis for a island near France. It's called Jersey. All right, Jersey is actually an island near France, but it's actually still under the rulings of the English. All right, they still hold English passports. They speak English as a main language. So at that one point of time, this lady who approached us to do the house analysis, she's staying in Jersey, and the west sector from her house has a war memorial, because during World War II, this little island was used by the Germans to store weapons and ammunitions and hospitals and prisoner of war. So they built a war memorial in the cave, and this is the west side. So when she approached me, I asked her every time towards about 9 p.m. in the evening and September, and every year she's feeling some atrocity, some problems. She said yes. Every time the autumn comes, she has some problems. So having said that, the war memorial in from this development, it's in the east. The east represents the year 2011 and also coming year 2023. Hence, I really want everyone who has already purchased or buying this place to be careful in the year coming 2023, and also represents the first boy, because the east represents the first boy. His temperament can be very hot, temperament, short fused. All right. Anything else to add on, Master Eric, regarding this war memorial?
So I just want to check with you. War memorial and cemetery, is it having the same kind of effect?
Sorry, I can't hear you. War memorial and what? Sorry.
Cemetery.
Cemetery. Okay, war memorial is actually atrocity. It's a war. Meaning to say there's hardship and there was killing and there was death and there's innocence and there's going to be famine and ration and a lot of things going on. You know, it's a war because it's invasion. It's also create trouble for human beings. Cemetery, on the other hand, is not so bad. Cemetery, on the other hand, is people need to die one day. We all will die eventually. So it's not an auspicious land, but people die could be for all reasons. But war, and when there's war memorial, people die for no reason, no fault of theirs. Okay, most of the time it's just innocent people. Okay, so it's a more higher level of atrocity than the cemetery.
Cemetery.
So the impact will be greater compared to cemetery.
Yes， 你如果 cemetery 在对的地方，你还可以发死人财呢。啊，他帮助你那个 area， 对不对啊？所以有好有坏，不要认为那个坟墓的地方不好哦，要放对地方就好。發死人財啊！
Master Feng, and then I need to go cemetery go and ask for 4D.
Also depends
Hey,
on
don't ask for 4, ask for 6.
Yes, total better 嘛，反正都一样的。你用你未来钱，你要还的嘞。你以为你求了不用还吗？啊，他跟你讨的，跟你交换的哦，阿姐小心哦，卖生生啊，
We also want to say a hello, a shout out to Kok Lian and also to Eason. Thank you for tuning in to our this beautiful afternoon to listen to our Feng Shui review of Canninghill Piers. Okay, so we also have a book that's ready for all the home buyers. We have this workbook for you. It's a #1 modern Feng Shui home selection checklist workbook for property buyers. If you want to buy a property, you do not know how to check whether this property is good or not, we have created this workbook specially for you. It's the first and only one in Singapore. And this workbook will teach you how to plot the map and how to read the map, and will tell you which is a good sector to have this building and which is a good bad sector to not have this building. For example, the north sector, right? The north sector, these are the buildings or areas that should not have happened. For example, police station, forested area, construction site. And this is the area where how many construction sites is there, how many bow and arrows are there. Okay, so just all you need to do is you need to mark on the left hand side. For example, there is a construction site and there are 2 construction sites. You just put a 2 on the right hand side. All right, and then if there's a post office and there is a factory or a warehouse, take it and mark it properly. After that, you can continue to mark your area to give yourself a mark. Okay, so there's 3 tick, put a number 3 over there. So the passing point is as little tick as possible, but unfortunately this has never happened before. Okay, this has never happened before, and the failing point will be 5. 5.8 you fail, 4.8 you borderline. Okay, and then with this marking system, you can basically judge and tell yourself whether you should invest in this property. So what if you fail in this sector? This is what happens. All right, this is what is symbolized in that sector. The second boy of the family, the year 2008, 2020, 2032, and it represents cash flow, it represents memories, strategy, and wit. So if you fail in this sector, what are the potential health issues you have are all spelled out to you very clearly. All right, this book is very useful for home hunters, and this book comes at a very cheap price of $47 each, and it's free for the first 20 people to have a 30-minute house analysis. All right. If you're interested to get this book, please approach our Wendy later. She will pass you the connection to get this book done. All right. Secondly, we also have a promotion for 3 home property selection. If you're looking for a house, our usual price for home selection is $1,500. But today we're going to do a special promotion of $1,088. Okay. We'll give you 3 houses to select, and the first 6 people will get a free book plus a free analysis. Okay, good. For friends who already wants to purchase this book, this is the link for friends who really want to do the house analysis. And if you already have a home and you want to ask to do your home audit Feng Shui service, please just scan this QR code and you'll be able to contact with us immediately. All right. Having said that, if there's nothing final to say about this property, Masters, then we'd like to move to the site map. Okay, shall we move to the site map, Masters? Do I have all your consent? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, before going to them, Master KK, yeah, we
Yes,
just
sir.
take one of these topics since we are talking about fa cai ma, right? You get 借运. Okay, I think a lot of people heard about this. Borrow the yun, borrow the luck, right? So there are some people say, hey, once you borrow, you need to return one, right? But actually, a lot of people don't know. They thought that they borrow, they must return. Okay, but this is because they use the term borrow, or like the Chinese say 借运. But actually, Chinese say 有借有还，再借不难嘛。Okay, once you borrow again, borrow, then you can borrow again, right? Once you return. But actually, for luck, it's not like that. Okay, for luck kind of thing, once you employ a master, you paid for it. Means that you 付账, you paid for it. Then you don't need to return because this is not 借. You are not borrow the yun. You are actually employ and you get the service. And then you don't need to return one. Yeah. If you right, anyhow do certain thing, right, then you thought that you can go and borrow. Okay, once you do a certain kind of formation and then you borrow from the heaven or borrow from the earth, then you need to return. Because the time will come and you need to return. If you borrow from human, okay, not borrow, if you get the service from another human, it is okay. So
Hey,
feel
Master Siva,
free. Yeah.
Can I borrow some from you first now?
Come, yeah, you engage. You call Wendy.
Yeah.
Right. Now queue after Master Eric, okay?
Wendy, take note, there's no staff price because the Good Friday passed already. All right, so tomorrow you have to pay full price.
No, Master KK, I'll wait for Christmas sales, okay?
Okay. All right,
Thank
let's
you.
move on to talk about the site map. Thank you very much, Master Simas, for sharing the borrow and engagement theory. So this is basically the site map of Canninghill, Piers, and basically the only concern is still in the southwest where the bow and arrow is coming. So that's basically a missing, small little missing sector in this very slightly squarish property. There's also a little bit of dim in the northeast sector. So when the northeast sector and the southeast sector is of not a full square, all right, it's a bit of concern for house harmony, babies, ladies' problems, pregnancies, little children, and career. So all these need to be addressed, lah. Okay. Anything else to say, Masters, to add on?
我认为很正常啦，因为现在人工作都很忙碌，所以缺少这个东北和西南方也符合现在的社会。为什么呢？吃不定时嘛，所以肠胃肯定有问题嘛，胃有问题嘛。然后这个我们的空气也比较潮湿，所以经常会有那种皮肤敏感的问题什么对不对？也吃了很多海鲜之类新加坡人最会享受的所以这种问题就有咯，所以也会符合咯 synchronize 所以这种也不奇怪啦，这种不会严重啦，是基本上很普遍的问题啦。 但是还有一个问题要注意的，就是血糖啊、血压这种比较麻烦一点，所以要好好选择这个地方会引起甜尿病的地方是在哪里，大家就要多注意啊。当然你们不知道，我们就知道啦，风水师当然知道，所以要找到有学问的，是真学问的，是 original 的风水师啊，不是那种道听途说啊，叫你买这个东西买那个东西，放下去就发达的啦。啊，这样我先摆了，我都发达，我现在还没发达了，买了很多嘞。以前笨笨的，小的时候给人骗了啊，所以要注意哦，非常小心啊。后来我就发愤图强啊，是咪狗瘪啊？那怎样？我发愤图强啊，然后学了几十年，哦，原来是这样的。一
那你是
个
发了啦，
地啊，
你是发了。
场地啊，这个地运啊非常重要啊。就好像 Master KK 说的啊，你住在 Hiroshima 1945年的时候，你看看，你一定会被炸死啊！不管你八字多好啊，我住在 Tokyo 我就没事了。所以是不是那个地区很重要？所以地呀、是决定比较很重要的一个因素啊。当然天地人你要配合啦，天地人三才一配合，你就发财发到猪笼入水了，就是这样啊。这个是我的观点。嗯。
Okay, good. Thank you very much, Pastor Fong. I think to elaborate a bit on the Hiroshima, a lot of people it's a bit confused now. What is Master Fong talking about the Hiroshima and the Batu thing? So our theory about why you should focus more on the actual site that you're going to buy, the actual property you're buying, rather than your Batu, is because in the year 1945, when the Americans dropped dropped an atomic bomb in Hiroshima, 45,000 people perished. Right? They do not share the same parts. They only share the same date of death, and they also share the same place of death, Hiroshima. So the place that you are born is not so important, but the place where you're staying in now is very important. The date and time of your birth is not important, but where are you going to put up as a resident is more important. Okay, the 45,000 people that passed away on a split second when the bomb was ignited do not share the same date and time of birth, but they share the same place of death, Hiroshima. That's the reason why when you buy a property, you must really be very careful where you're buying because it has a certain energy level. I'm not going to be very mistaking about talking about the energy level. I'm going to tell you that everything has a theory, everything has a frequency, and it's called energy. Okay, we're going to go elaborate a bit on it later. But this is a floor plan. We'll just do a few tips about how to read a floor plan. This is a floor plan, all right. And floor plans, you need to look at the external factor. The external lines, once you draw the floor plans with the external line, you need to fill up the cavities. So the moment you fill up cavities, these pink color cavities will tell you that now it looks more complete square. So before that, it is not complete. Okay, so if you have cavities in your house, it has certain problems. For example, if you have cavities in the south sector, what are the problems if you have cavities in the south sector? These are the following health issues. You have breast cancer problems, potential high blood pressure problems, potential heart disease, eyesight issues, or problems with your marriage and academic for children are not so good. So when you select a place, try to have it as squarish as possible. Having a missing corner is really stressful for the family. All right, for another example, if your north is missing, your north sector is missing, then you want to take note that these are the following problems that what Master Feng just mentioned. If you have a potential high diabetic family history, you want to avoid north sector that has cavities. Okay, Singaporean has 3:1 that has diabetic problems, so seriously switched everyone. Try to avoid having north sector missing because north sector missing also symbolizes cash flow problems, investment problem, what Master Eric mentioned just now. All right, good. Let's dive into looking into the floor plans of this property. All right, so this is the 1+ study. So it's 1 bedroom plus study, which is the most popular unit in this development. All right, so we're going to divide it again, 8 sector. So this is based on one of the drawings that we have, 8 sector. All right, and then this, as you can see, is the square. All right. So a lot of people say, hey, how come, Master, this square is coming from here instead of the whole square, should be the whole building? This has to do with the external environment. You need to read the external environment properly. You must be able to comprehend the external environment, and you must also be able to understand the external environment to determine whether which is protruding and which is a missing corner. For this, that's only protruding. You got the whole sector of the kitchen and the study and the main door as a protruding out from the square, okay, which is very good. What you don't want is cavities, and what you want is protruding. But don't be too happy. This house also has cavity. The cavity is internal of the house, inside the house. All right, is in the northeast and the east sector of the house. All right. So generally speaking, this house has a very high point. All right, very high points, very high in the score. All right, so the east represents the first boy, the southeast represents the first daughter, and the south represents the second daughter. So basically, these three people in the family will be benefited. All right, masters, please highlight, address, or share with us more points.
I think Master KK, I maybe elaborate a bit more is that why are we doing this and reading the external and then internal? Knowing the external, then what's affecting you, what could possibly be happening or happen. Then internally, then we know what is the precise area to look at, to help, to enhance, you know. So if you are currently at watching us from different platforms, and you are interested to know more about this, you can contact us directly through Wendy. Wendy can arrange for us to look at your current premises, and we will trace back all your history and your patterns, and most likely we can read more about you from the environment than you think you know what you encountered before. All right, so do give us a shot, and we'll be happy to go through a session with you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Master Eric. Master Simas, if anything to add on?
Yeah, for this one, I think just now we talked about the bow and arrow. Yeah, if you have this particular layout, right, I think then there is enough space to deal with the bow and arrow. Yeah, then we can do something about it. Yeah, because first of all, the layout is complete, and some more is protruding from the east, southeast, and south side. Yeah, so quite good. Yeah, we can do something about it really, because there is condition, means that there is a good condition to do the remedies. Yeah,
Good.
it's a very
Thank
important.
you. Good. Thank you, Master Simas. 冯师傅，陈龙鬼啊。
刚刚已经讲了哈，如果你们够聪明的话，你们知道刚才西南方在大环境不好嘛，所以你就选这个突出的地方在西南方哦，就是那么简单哦，就是跟它补起来嘛。当然还有其他地方你要用其他的方法来跟它补救一下，加强它啊。所以为什么我们要看大环境呢？哎呀，千篇一律。你看大环境是要分析你的天，你的天就是外在环境。又比如说一个国家嘛，是吧？你要知道哪年好，哪年不好，哪一些方位不好，你就在家里这边跟他补好它，所以你的家里人住下去就是和和睦睦啊，就会生财，出外面就易贵人。不是说你就是买的东西放在去会发财的，不是这样的，是你遇到贵人，人家介绍好东西给你，你做了你发达，就是这样，就易贵人。然后身体住下去，你睡了2-3个小时、5个小时，你就很精神了，想东西也特别敏锐，比较不会好像有一些地方磁场不好，不对的，你睡下去，它会把你的能量抽干了，就是这样。所以风水其实是磁场效应，对我们人呢有血液嘛，有磁场啊，对吧？你不要讲没看到的东西，你不相信哦。现在没有看到东西，你看到以前看到，晚上那个复印机会走的，会吓死人，有鬼啊，是吗？ 不是啦，哎呦，这个是高科技啦，现在我们的手机 WiFi 啦，你就可以看到啦，没有看到的东西就 OK，不要当做没有。Likewise，风水也是一样的它是磁场作用哦，所以你们大家要了解一点，就是这样要选好的要注意，非常注意环境，因为你不是买菜嘞，买几角钱的物件，你是花100万的嘞，这个买回去你住一世人了，最少你要住5年嘛，住了5年你才可以卖嘛，所以好好考虑，不要不舍得那一点点钱哦，对吧？人家卖给你，不管你好不好，卖给你的那种 property agent 就赚你比我们多嘞，他卖给你烂的东西也照卖，所以你们去想一下，所以是很本末倒置的，你们的想法有时候，哎，现在人就是这样，因为普遍的我们都是人，我们不是神所以大家好好领悟我所说的东西哦，所以 OK， 我就分享到这里吧。谢谢。
Thank you, Master Fong. Master Eric, do you notice that there's two missing sector with the cavities, the northeast and the east sector? Perhaps you want to illustrate more on these two sectors?
Okay, yeah, you were saying the northeast where the pink shaded area is, right? All right, northeast, basically northeast, what is northeast represent? Northeast is earth, okay, and northeast can also represent our support, our platform, our company. So with this missing area, okay, that means a lot of things you have to, DIY, do it yourself, okay. You don't expect much help coming to your aid if you need one. Okay, and then east area actually, okay, it is only a little part. Okay, east area represents the wood element, and the wood element is also representing your actions, your proactiveness, your progress, your growth. So with this, in the east sector, this is a small part of the initial part. It could be it's very hard for you to make the first step to get started. But once you started, then it will be quite okay when it's flowing at the rest of the area. So knowing what are the so-called weakest point, okay, we improve internally on the feng shui and also advise you what is the best way you can actively do it yourself. So external plus internal equals to better results. So yeah, that's about it for me.
Thank you, Master Eric. I think that is a question by Kotling over here. Kotling mentioned this question over here. All right, Masters, we try our best to answer him. He says, Masters, what is the feng shui basic rules for a house? Maybe I'd like to start off first. The very first basic feng shui rules for selecting a house. All right, I'm just going to deviate a little bit of a question to find the best feng shui. The first thing is you need to make sure that the moment the TOP period, the next 3 years, it is okay for private properties. For a HDB, next 5 years. Meaning to say, for example, if the TOP is going to be in the year 2023 in the east sector, you got to follow 2024, 25, 26. All right, these 3 years must be good. So hence, southeast and south sector must be prosperous or must be auspicious for you. You mustn't have a lot of atrocity things in southeast and south sector. For example, if the south sector has a pond, then it's not good already. What's going to happen? Pond represents water element, south represents fire element, and then you're going to have problems in your relationship. You have problems with your eyesight, your problems with your children's and your relationship in terms of harmonious. You also have problems with your academic for children. All right, something along that way, along the line, you must make sure that when you choose a house, the external environment must be able to support you for the next 3 to 5 years, depending on a private or it is a HDB. Right. The next thing is that your house must not have missing corners, and it must not be in an odd shape. All right. This is the second most important thing. So hence, if your house is in a missing corners, if you're missing, you have one boy, for example, you have one boy, and your missing corners in the east sector, then you have a big problem because your boy tend not to be at home, maybe a bit rebellious or a bit slow in learning. Okay, and if you have two children, one is a boy and one's a girl, then you want to make sure that your southeast and your east sectors are perfect. They are not missing. All right. If not, these two children will have a bit of difficulty in their childhood. All right. So these are the two things I want to highlight to you. Anything else to add on, Masters? Please share with us.
With your topic on fire and water, north and south, I would like to add on, like, this is a real case that I've seen. Overall, the house is square format is good, no missing corner, but the toilet is in the south. So what happens when I saw this house at maybe about 8 years ago? The father of the in the family has a heart attack. The eldest son has a weak heart. Okay, so he cannot do anything strenuous. And the second son has a stroke. Okay, high blood. So it's all heart blood related issues. So be very careful if you get a toilet in the south. It is a very risky thing, for the family members. Yeah. Thank you.
So what is supposed to be good in the south, Masters? What kind of what would be a good floor plan to be in the south? Masters, you hear me? What is a good floor plan to be in the south? Oh, cannot hear me? All right. So I think that's some problem with the voice recording. All right. Can you hear me, Masters? Can you hear me? Or am I losing? You can. So can someone tell me what is a good floor plan to have in the south? Master Simas, you want to tell me? Your kitchen, your south must be very good. Like all your children are all scholars.
No, actually, yeah, I think to summarize that, because the question, what Feng Shui basic rules for house, I think is too broad. To answer this, I think it's the trinity of Feng Shui that Master KK always mentioned, right? Because you have the external, the layout of the floor plan, and your internal display, how you put all your things. Because you can have a very good external, very good layout. At the end, you go and anyhow put your piano, anyhow put your television, anyhow put your stove, then you just sabo yourself. So the trinity means that the external, the internal, the floor plan, and the internal display itself. So all these have to be in good, correct position. Yeah. So we say south, okay, external, what is good to be at the south? If your south have a temple, quite okay, right? The temple means that they have a burn joystick one. Quite okay, right? Okay, but not south, not this southeast. Then southeast, then you have problem. You don't know that you see a temple, they're very happy. You have to see whether it's at the south or southeast. Yeah, southeast not good. South okay. Yeah. So if you have a pond, you see a pond, a river down there, then you'll be very happy. Oh, 水为财 got water. Water means money. Not necessary. Yeah. Yeah. If you see it at the north, okay, and at the east, also a very, very different story. So it's not universal. So to learn all this, right? Yeah, Master KK, our course is like 2 days.
Yeah, of course it's 2 days course. Yeah, but we don't want you to come and learn just 2 days course because it's going to be very tedious for you. Engage us. So to clarify, it's if your kitchen is in the south, like this house floor plan, we just show you the kitchen's in the south. Partially of the kitchen is in the south. The academics for the children is very good. Okay, and usually the children looks very beautiful as well, good-looking people as well. Okay, so to summarize what the master says, each sector of the house also need to be looked into. If, for example, your external in the east is very good, all right, but your internal floor plan, your east is also very good, it's protruding, but when you place certain things in the east to destroy the east sector of your room, of your living room, for example. We all know television is fire element, and if you place the fire element in the east, which is the wood element, you definitely explain why your son has outbursts so easily, your son has short fuse so easily, or in fact, the children's in the family or the family members may have some issue with their lower limbs, their legs, the ingrown toenails, the bow-legged or flat foot, or just prone to injuries, high cholesterol, liver issues, hepatitis issues, or just naturally the year 2023 or 2011 will have problems. All right. So, Master, shall we move on to the next slides, the next one of the next floor plan? All right. This one, I like it very much. As you can see, we're going to mark the floor plan, the 8th sector. All right, and it's very clearly marked out already. So a lot of people will say, "Oh, now you learned the internal."
We haven't shared yet.
You're not sharing it yet.
I'm not sharing. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, good. Sorry. So this is a floor plan that. Thank you for reminding Master Eric. Now we are actually in the studio arranging a lot of things. We got to talk and then we got to also run the studio at the same time. Okay, so as you can see, it's a floor plan. So we have marked out the 8th sector for you, and a lot of people say, "Oh, just now we learned already. They need to look out for internal cavities," but you're not so sure whether the corner on the east side is it a good, is it a cavity or is it a protruding or what is this? Well, then you need to reflect on the external, and this is what we have reflected and we have checked based on the floor plan and the map from street directory, and this is the square that we've drawn, and this is a protruding. Okay, this southeast sector, where the balcony and the bedroom is protruding, and a bit of protruding in the east as well. Okay, and but there are also cavities inside the house in the north sector and the northeast sector. Okay, Masters, come tell us what happens if you have cavities in the north and the northeast sector, and what happens when there's a kitchen in the northwest sector. Please highlight to us, Masters. Go ahead, please, Masters.
Yeah, for this one, right, it really synchronize or it resonate with the external. North got cavity. North also environment not very good. North east not very good. Yeah, only east and south is very good. So exactly same as external. So this one is, you don't do anything, you will just close your eye, you will choose this kind of thing already. And when it hits you, right, you gonna hit until you don't know what's going on. So you better know what is happening.
Good. Master Eric, anything from you?
Well, I think there is no perfect or perfect layout in in Singapore. Maybe there are a few, but less worrying is that knowing it is that there are remedies and there are ways to counter it, to enhance it, to improve it. So our job, we train to see all this so that we know what exactly we can do to help during our visits. So not to worry, this property is very nice, located in a very nice area. So you can still go and purchase it. But knowing this after you hear from us, you would definitely know that what precautionary measures you need to look into. Okay, there are tons of information online. In YouTube, if you Google Feng Shui basics or Feng Shui remedies, there are plenty, but you are not trained. So don't play with it. Okay, if you're not trained, you can follow, but I can tell you that most of the time is all mostly not so clear information. Then when things happen, then it's a bit too late, So yeah, don't play with it because you cannot see it. Okay, so like Master Fong just said, things that you cannot see is like someone running to you with a chopper. You can see, right? You definitely will run away. Someone smiling at you with the chopper behind his back. you can't see that. Okay, so we are talking about things that can be seen and cannot be seen. So yeah, we are trained, we know, we see it. Okay, thank you.
Master Fong, anything to add on, Master Fong?
其实呢，我是有东西说的啦，因为我们的 competitor 很多，所以我也不想讲太多，不要学到我的功夫啊！因为啊，外面啊一大堆这种庸师啊，你知道吗？用的好像我进来看了一两间，哎呦，叫他摆那个龙啊，在西北方向啊，哇，然后还有那两条龙啊，睡在东南方，哇！以前他买那个，为什么他买那间屋子？是因为人家 upgrade 啊，人家很好，那个屋主啊去 upgrade 的，他想哇，这间屋子是发财的。然后呢，他住进搬了几年，住下去哦，然后叫一些 master 来看，买的东西啊，不单止没发财，反而是破大财呀、啊！哎呦，夫妻一直吵架，儿女叛逆啊，所以你说啦，买东西乱放啊！所以我说我们的风水不买东西，千万不要买东西放，那是骗你的啊！哦，所以要注意哦。所以我们虽然不用八字，但是我们用生肖，一样的道理吗？你知道啊，辰辰丑丑啊，辰辰亥亥，全部是字形，有一样的，也有三形，所以动物就影响动物的，所以家里就不要摆那种动物的那种什么画像啦，尤其是今年你看什么年哦，对 Master KK 有说了冲什么冲羊啦，还有其他的生肖，所以人也是一个生肖，所以大家要很注意哦。我们不用八字，但是生肖最基本的我们是看的，所以但是我还有更深的学问，我不方便透露在这里。除非你们自己真的来我们的公司问我们，我们会很乐意的跟你做一个 house free analysis 跟你们讲哦。所以我交给 Master KK。
Thank you, Master Fong. Well, thank you so much. Actually, Master Fong is correct. You need to really sit down with us and go through your house analysis. For house analysis, you need to have already purchased the property. All right. We do not do free house selection. All right. House selection is a totally different package. Okay. So for this floor plan, I just want to highlight to you. Maybe Master Fong is correct. I don't share too much because there are a lot of competitors. Well, never mind. Let the competitors come. We'll just share what we have for the audience, and the audience will be the one supporting us. Okay. When your kitchen's in the northwest, what's going to happen? The father tends to be a bit hot-tempered. That's one. Secondly, family expenses can be very high. Third, some people in the family maybe have experienced some migraine problem. All right. For this property, we're looking at if you can remember, the southwest was a bit weak. Generally, the property, the southwest is a bit weak, and when you have aircon ledge in the southwest sector, it enhances the weakness. All right. It causes more problems for the mother, for the uterus, for the ladies in the family, for the wombs, and if you're a business person, the customer is going to give you a lot of problems. All right, Master, if there's no anything for this property, let's move on to the next one. Would that be okay? Good. All right. So this is the property that we're looking at. It's actually a 5-bedder premium. Or it's a 4-bedder premium. It's very, very luxury looking. It's kind of awkward shapes for many people to handle. All right. So I say many people to handle means a lot of Feng Shui masters, I honestly tell you, do not know how to plot the center point. 我不是在损他们but we have seen over the years, clients who came to us for second opinions, like what Master Fong shared with you just now. We realize a lot of masters out there may not be so polished, and they may cause you some problems. Okay, good. So this is how you plot the sector. All right, this is the house, and these are all the protruding sector, which is very good. Protruding sector. Okay, the whole sector on the north and northeast sector out protruding, where the main door is as well. All right, so this also has its own problem. They also have their own cavities. Okay, they also have their own cavities. Doesn't mean that all the houses are made equally. They have their own cavities. Masters, come share with us what do you all think of this property. What do you all say of this property? Master Eric, you want to go first?
Basically, I like this layout. This layout is very nice. Okay, don't worry lah. Like I say, don't worry about the internal cavities. All can be settled and done and enhanced, right? So basically, is that you need to consider, okay, look carefully when doing a selection. Yeah, be it a condo or landed or HDB, right? So external environment is very hard to for you to understand or for as a layman because you're not trained in that field. Okay, we are trained in that field. So I don't know. Drop us a line if you want your current property to be looked at and have an analysis about from the external environment. We'll be more than happy to do that. And back to this nice four bedder or five bedder.
Four.
Four bedder. Yeah, four bedder. Well, it's nice. This is protruding area. Means to say that the performance during this period of the years, 2008 or 2020 and 2021, 22, right, 2009, 2010. Okay, you have quite good progress on a lot of things that you're trying to achieve all will be able to accomplish. And there are so-called expensive people out there to give you a hand. No, sorry, expensive people.
贵人呐
Many factors.
benefit.
Manufacturer. Okay,
Not,
sorry.
not,
Yeah,
not
Master Fong.
only
Yes, please.
not only good performance is business. You say in North, good performance is producing also, right? Because it's protruding, so very strong. So this one, when you select this one, wow, easily give birth. Maybe kids is a male one. You see, 是吧？精子又强啦，你看儿子的家里的 North West 又强啦，所以在外面的它的 platform 是很突出的啦，它的公司是相当的有出名比较突出啦。钱财又好 ，cash flow OK，everything OK，就好像我们就是选一个地方，就是选一件衣服嘛，就是选一块好的料啊。虽然有很多 cavity，你里面有一些小洞这个没关系，因为你还是名牌。明白我的意思吗？所以 cavity 这种是小东西来的。你看它的这个西北方向有这个洞，就证明漏财了，漏掉了，漏一点，你赚了几千万、几百万，漏了一点点算什么？对不对？就是这样的意思了。就好像那个北方有一个 cavity， 他掉头发，掉一点点没关系嘛，对吧？跟赚钱没关系啦。对不起，我也讲到头发了这样的。OK， 但是呢，你看东方有两个 cavity， 就是讲他的行动想得多做得少想得多没有去做啦，可能做几个啦是有点缺点但是还是可以的啦。总的来说，很好，所以就不怕有缺陷。你有毒药，我有解药所以找我们就 OK 了 ，OK，就是这样。
Good. Master Simas, anything to add? Thank you, Master Fong.
Yeah, I think like the other masters, I also like this one very much. Okay, very simple very simple 画康头 a little bit 画康头East not very good, but your north very good. You can compensate. Wow, internally you can乾坤大挪移you can move the benefit from here to the other side. Okay, yeah. So then if your northwest is not very good, but your southwest is good enough, okay, or northeast to rescue northwest is still not very direct, but you can use southwest, because southwest and northwest are these two earth position, so you can use southwest indirectly from the northwest to rescue southwest and rescue northwest. So a bit technical okay, so but looking at this one, I think there is a way, okay, there is a way out. So not difficult.
Good. Thank you, Master Simas. That was really insightful. I think that was a bit of technical for people to learn, but the people who out there who are masters already, probably you have picked up some tips over here. Maybe just to share a little bit of extra information here. Yes, the northwest sector is a bit weak. Maybe its expenses are a bit high, but the northeast sector is protruding. As in there's a kitchen in the northeast sector. What does it symbolize? They symbolize that the career are very good. All right, careers are very good. All right, people who are able to afford this property, people who did very well in the second half and the first half of second half of 2020 and the first half of 2021. You must have made a killing this year and last year, so you'll definitely have made some money and you can afford this property. And this property is good for children as well. All right, good. Masters, I think I've seen seen three floor plans, and we have spoke about the external environment. We talked about the floor plans and the site map. Can you give us your verdict? Would you be okay to give us your verdict, Masters? All right, so Master Sharon Feng is not able to join us today, but she has given us her verdict of 4 yes to buy, 6 for yes to buy and 4 for no to buy. Her verdict was so there are a few bow and arrows. Nevertheless, the MRTs are out there, and so the MRT is able to compensate the flaws from the properties. Okay, please give us your.
I want to quote this term again. Great minds think alike.
I see. So you have 6 as well.
For my.
Okay, good.
Okay.
And what is your reason behind, Master?
Okay, although they are bow and arrow, but if you can get the right floor plan, I think not an issue at all. Don't need to worry at all.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Master Eric, would you like to tell us your points?
I think 6.5 to the 3.5. I really like this location. This location is so convenient, so easy, and the waterway is very nice. And nighttime, especially with all the lights and a lot of place to shop, to eat. Yeah, so this area is very convenient. All right, so I think it's a good buy over there. Yeah, so yeah, that's why I give a 6.5, 3.5.
Good, thank you, Masters. Having said that, let's pause for a while before we invite the rating from Master Yao Feng. We just want to highlight to you we are not paid by the developers or any property agents to say about this property or to talk about this property. All right, we are independent. Whatever we say is based on our Feng Shui judgment. Okay, so when we give high points, doesn't mean that we've been paid by the developers or property agents to say good things about our property. Everything has to be based on Feng Shui. All right, Feng Sifu, 到你啦，同我哋講係幾多 points 啊？
I give 5.5. I definitely not paid by the vendors. No, I just explain to you. I'm more conservative because I assume that they anyhow select. They never employ the Feng Shui master or what. You know what I mean?
对人性的了解比较深一点。
Yes, 我比较保守一点，这个是最低的。但是如果找到不要说一定是找我们，找到会有这种的风水师，他一定会跟你选更好的，他的分数会加多，最少都要1.5以上，所以会达到7、8分，很正常。所以你们不要担心太多。当然，我希望你回来找我们啦，因为我们是比较 professional 啦。
Thank you, Master Feng. I actually have given this property slightly a higher point, okay? But in view of the war memorial, I was only able to give it a 6 point and a 4 points not to buy. I have a few experience about war memorials, and the war memorials is in the east side of the sector of this property. I honestly think it's not something. It's not something that's very good, and it's bringing down the points. I actually want to give 7 and 3, but having seen the war memorial, I want to bring it down 6 and 4. Plus, there is a bow and arrow in the southwest. Now, southwest bow and arrow is kind of deadly because Southwest represents the mother of the house. Okay, I always tell people when there's two parents, obviously we don't want anyone to be missing, but if you have a missing mother in the house will go haywire. A missing father, the house is still proper if the good mother is around. All right, but usually if you're missing mother, the house is going to go haywire because father has to work and father is very difficult to maintain the house, right? To run the household. So that's the reason why when I saw there's a big arrow, bow and arrow coming from the southwest, immediately I drop it to 6. Okay, but nevertheless, because of the floor plan, they are very sound floor plans. So far, I think I'm able to give it to a 6 point. All right, that's my reason behind. All right, so we have total points of 60% to purchase, 40% not to purchase. I think it's a very good score. All right. Having said that, we want to tell you again, we are not paid by developers or property agents to give you these scores. Okay. We also want to welcome you to our next Smashing Feng Shui Summit, episode 6 on the 25th of December. Oh no, it's not on 25th. It's supposed to be on the 11th of December. That's a little bit of mistake over there. I'm sorry. It's 11th of December, also a Saturday, and it's 3:13 p.m. All right. Just take note. It's 11th of September. Sorry, 11th of December. Pardon me. 11th of December. We'll be giving out one hot seat. So one person who have never met, we'll welcome you to fill in the form and participate as a hot seat person because we'll do a reading for you. And this reading don't come cheap. It costs about $2,000 for us to read your reading. But today for the Smashing Feng Shui, we're giving it to you free. All right. It's also sponsored by Reno Talk and Sky Creation. And for friends who wants to have more information and want to fill up the form to the QR code to engage our service, the QR code is on a extreme right-hand corner. All right, right-hand corner, bottom right-hand corner. Please contact us. Wendy, would you be nice enough to have us to put in the group chat the link to where they can get 3 books, please? We also want to thank our sponsors, Reno Talk and Sky Creation, for the wonderful sponsoring. And I'd like to thank my masters, Master Simas, Master Eric, Master Fong, and my wonderful PA, Wendy, for helping out this afternoon. All right. I also like to thank all the nice audience out there, Yong Sen, East, and Kok Leng, and all the people out there for the wonderful afternoon. Masters, if anything to add on? Good. So I want to wish everybody a good afternoon, a good nice weekend. Stay home, stay safe, stay happy. Need Feng Shui, call the Masters, Circle 96. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.